Okay, so we're going to start the webinar, and okay, so here we go. Webinar: Join the FONtevo and SOS journey to providing solutions for speed.
Okay.
So if we move on, so the welcome, we've got introductions. So there's myself, Derek Owen from Totem. We've got Ed Kelsey here in the UK from SOS, and we've got Oliver Martin from FONtevo, who's product director, who's over in Germany today. So if we move forward with the presentation, just bear with me for a second. Okay, so first of all, to help us to understand who's on the webinar today, we'd like to know why you're attending this webinar. I'm currently looking for an alternative SME solution provider. I'm currently looking for an alternative solution provider that can help me with my clients, and I'm interested in hearing more about the FONtevo and SOS partnership. So if you'd like to take the poll, and if you would just do some votes for me, that would be perfect. And we'll. Okay, we're going to end the poll. And we've got 7% say they're looking for an alternative SME provider, 21% looking for an alternative solutions provider who can work with your needs, and then about half to 2/3 are interested in hearing more about FONtevo partnership. So thank you very much for that. Let me just get back and we'll close the poll. So I'd like to introduce what's in it for the reseller. So FONtevo and SOS Communications are seeking a number of resellers in the SME space who want to help create a unified communication solution stack that focuses on resellers and their clients' needs. It's rather than just a launch and hope for the channel to create something that says we want to work with selected resellers and launch things in the right solutions, support sales and technical training. There's a whole list of reseller benefits that have been developed as part of the partnership so far that focuses on your pain points, the reseller pain points. These will be detailed later in this webinar, but include free sales and technical training and free Wireshark training as well. So with that, I'd like to introduce you to Ed. Ed is from SOS. Ed's going to talk about why our solutions.
Hi, Ed Kelsey here from SOS Communications. So why our solutions? And this has come from lots of market research and feedback from the resellers. And some of the key points, a couple of the key points here that we feel is a lot of dealers can only differentiate on price. There's too many sort of examples, Samsung, Mito, NEC resellers, hundreds of these guys out there, and all they're doing is selling against each other on price. So we take that away by just looking for an exclusive amount of resellers up and down the country, so they differentiate on their services and products instead. We also feel that hosted is far too expensive, hosted telephony. If you look at the life cycle of a phone system, normally 5 to 7 years. If you tally that up on hosted telephony, it far outweighs the cost of an on-premise solution.
Okay. Now, Ed, as part of this process, so why our solution? One of the key things for me is this sort of, area around, my broadband isn't doing the job, or, I've worked over 5 years, host as far outweighs my old premise solution. So is that something that we're going to go into in a little bit as well in detail?
Yeah, absolutely. And, for example, we've got the ability to add legacy trunks to the product and not just have SIP trunks. So you've got disaster recovery and failover there when needed.
Okay, right. So really in this now, what are the real benefits? So I know we've gone through a whole thing where you've listened and looked at the actions, etc. But talk me through these in terms of the actual, what are the real benefits?
Yeah, for sure. So at FONtevo and SOS Communications, we feel that education is everything. That's why our friends and colleagues at FONtevo have committed to providing not just free sales training, but also technical training free of charge as well. And this will include the Wireshark diagnostic product that actually resides inside of the FONtevo products themselves. Moving on from this, big call from resellers is to be able to sell a phone system, they need a lead. And it's FONtevo's commitment to provide free of charge leads to all of their partners for the UK. Another big thing, when we're talking about some of the manufacturers over in Asia, for example, the technical support can't be provided by those guys because of the time difference. The big difference for FONtevo resellers is they can gain real-time access to the developers of the product themselves.
Okay, I mean, and some of the things we'll cover off as well when we come on to Oliver's areas around, open source, 5-year warranty, and the fact that they have just literally won an award recently in the last week as well, which has been voted by end users as well. So, yeah. Okay. So in terms of the additional benefits, some of the things that we've been working with SOS and FONtevo on have been around looking at the real relevant sort of product literature that resellers need, working out what the end users need to see, what kind of social media needs to be there to support resellers. And that's something that we will be working with as part of the process, where we find a number of resellers to join the trial sites, resellers that we've got at the moment. So we're going to move on to the next slide. We're just going to do another quick poll, if that's okay. So this poll is, do you currently offer SME cloud solutions? And if you wouldn't mind just answering the question, yes, we range a number of SME votes. No, we do not currently offer cloud solutions. No, we do not currently offer cloud solutions for SMEs, but we want to. And then the fourth one rather is, no, we are not a reseller. So if you wouldn't mind voting now, that would be really, really helpful. And we'll give it a few more seconds and we'll end the poll. So here we've got, you'll see, we've got 85% say we offer a range of cloud solutions to SME. No, but we do not currently offer cloud solutions, but we want to. So thank you very much for that. We're going to move on to the rest of the slides. Now, what I'd like to do is introduce you to Oliver. There is a slight delay in the webinar system that we're using today. So Oliver, over to you. So who is FONtevo?
Okay, we are the international brand of Oswald, and Oswald was founded in the 60s and is family driven in the third generation. What is unique at FONtevo? You said some slides before, our products are born in Germany. What does it mean? They are developed, designed, and manufactured in Chandler in Germany. And in our production process, the quality is key. Yes, we're testing 100% on all products, and the claim is 0% errors and 100% quality. What is the result of that? In a survey of 60,000 resellers, we have been award winner for quality and proven reliability for 10 years in a row. This is our proof for born in Germany. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Oliver, one of the things here is around the aspect of why FONtevo's come to the UK and effectively going out internationally. I know you're in Greece, you're in Italy, you're in France as well. So the idea behind this, Oliver, is that it is a drive to bring this capability that you have in Germany and the German-speaking countries over to the international market to really show the effectiveness of the quality of the product and the services and solutions you have. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. This is the reason we will do it. Yes.
Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. So Ed, Oliver rather. So this one here for me is, so what solutions that are FONtevo bringing together with SOS to the UK and Irish market? So if you just talk us through those, that'd be really helpful.
Okay. Generally, we are a manufacturer of ICT systems, and in our portfolio, we'll find modularly ICT systems for up to 112 subscribers, and all systems are very easy to configure. Why is that? All PBXs have the same firmware, and the result is, if you know one system, you know the entire system family. Yeah. For an easy configuration, we have templates in our user interfaces in each system for all relevant VoIP providers. Further, you will find requirements of third-party phones, for example, Snom, Yearling, in the future, Polycom. And top, we have an automatic call distribution and intelligent team functions, and they can fulfill with any systems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's only just a quick question as well. So the systems themselves as well, are they part of the sort of the family in terms of the software side of things as well?
Yeah.
And it's just one firmware all the way through the systems, is that correct?
We have one firmware for all systems, yes.
Okay. Anything else you want to cover off on this? Sorry, I interrupted you, sorry.
Yeah. In the end of the slide, I will short or briefly introduce the family. We have a sweet spot in our family for customers with needs 12 up to 16 subscribers. Is the compact 4000 the right choice? Should be something more than takes a compact 5500R. This system has you can expand maximum of 50 subscribers. And if the customer needs more than 50 subscribers, we have the Commander system, the 6000R or RX. This system supports up to 112 subscribers. This is the biggest one. Yeah.
Okay.
And all the systems are, from the configuration, the same.
Okay. And we're going to talk a little bit more about these in a bit more detail. So on the next one, so the key thing here, so what does the solution look like in terms of the desk phones that are available for FONtevo today through SOS?
Yes. Yeah, the SIMFOS also belong to a modern ICT system. We have two technologies in the portfolio. Within we have it's possible to fit the system into almost every infrastructure. Yeah, if you take over an analog or an old network with two wires, we offer the ISDN phones. You will find a modern network environment. We have three very powerful Android-based IP system phones. These phones are also BroadSoft certified and therefore prepared for cloud-hosted PBXs. And for hotels, for example, we have an analog device, a Comfortel 600. And additional for all phones with headset connection and electronic hook switch support, we offer a cordless or Comfortel decked headset. You can see it in the right top corner.
Okay, and also as part of you do have a bit more of a wider range in terms of access control as well to buildings, don't you? Through video through to the phones and door access, haven't you? But I mean, we're not covering that today. But that's also in your portfolio, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So if we go on to the next slide. So again, part of this, what does the solutions look like? So there's another part to the family, isn't there? Yeah.
Another part, cordless part. The name of the system is the WS system. It's a multi-cell deck system, and we have two different solutions. We have the smaller one, the WS400IP. This system supports up to 3 cells, 12 channels, and 30 handsets. And the bigger one, the WS650 IP, supports 1024 cells, 1024 channels, and over 4000 handsets. And the handsets for the systems are the same. We have 3 different types. So M100 repels dust and dirt. You can easily be cleaned with a dump clothes. The 210 impresses with a design, more professional functionality, and robust casing to survive drops. And the 310, the functionality corresponds to the 210, but it's also disinfectant resistant, dust and splash proof.
So excellent for the kind of medical environment and also media, doctors, that sort of thing. So yeah, quite a good range there as well. Okay, so if we I'll hand over to Ed on this one. It's okay, Oliver. So Oliver, so in terms of this slide here, so introducing the new D series. So give us a little bit about this. So we've talked about the family, we've talked about the systems, unified comm systems on premise with cloud features. You've talked about the sort of current handset solutions, but what's coming in the new year?
What's coming in the new year? We will launch in the next year 4 different phones. Yeah, the D series comes in a new design with an amazing new user interface, completely new over the whole series. The goal of the entire product design was easy to use, production in Germany at a competitive price. This is very important. And the second thing is, the second important benefit is to offer sustainable telephones that offer a high degree of customization. Yes. And can always be kept up to date with market developments and thanks to open standards. Yeah.
Okay.
It's an open zip phone, but on top with functionality to implement it as a system phone on the current ICT systems.
Right. Okay. So onto this slide here. This is Oliver. If you wouldn't mind talking to a little bit more detail. So of the D series, so modern, sophisticated, affordable. You know, tell us a bit more about it that's coming in the new year.
Yeah, we will start with the entire systems, and but what we will see on this slide is the most wanted features the customer needs in combination a system phone with an ICT system. Yeah, we have centralized configuration via mass provisioning. We have some pickup, including inquiry. This function is very interesting. This function, I will explain the function. The user sees the number or the name of the current caller and can decide whether to pick up the call. Yeah, before you hook on the call. We can we can switch central functions in the ICT system. For example, do not disturb, call forwardings, day and night mode, group log in, log out, the group functionality I described before. And very important, we have hot desking function coming in 2019 for the current ICT systems, and we have a very easy way to use this functionality.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so I'm going to talk through the range slightly here. So we've got four handsets, it looks like, and an extension as well. So talk us through those. I will make only a short overview. The D series impresses with amazing design functionality and very important, easy of use. Yeah, and we have 4 phones. We start with an entry-level phone, the D100. The D100 have a black and white display, self-labeling keys, and so on, and ends on the premium D600. This phone has a 7-inch color touch display and Wi-Fi, Bluetooth included. Yeah, all phones do have a headset connection. D100 up to the D600. With EHS support, electronic hook switch support, and all phones have self-labeling keys. For the D200, 400, and 600, you have a USB port. You can connect on this port up to 3 key extension modules. The DXT20, you will see it on the right side. Yeah.
This extension has a 4.3-inch color display and 20 self-labeling keys. Every key has 3 layers. For functions, centralized functions from the PBX or from the ICT system, a speed dial with busy lamp field, and so on.
And is that easily configurable as well? You can configure the label system quite easily from the actual phone.
Yeah, you can configure directly on the phone every key without a paper strip in the phone. You can label the keys centralized from the PBX automatically, with the touch configuration.
Excellent. Okay. So if we move on just to the next piece, then Oliver, talk us through a little bit as you've put here in terms of the key features, the key things that you see as being the main thing about the new D series.
Yeah. The main benefits of the D series, nearly for all phones, the same features. Yeah. So we have all phones have wideband audio. All phones have self-labeling keys. Every phone is. We can provisioning every phone without a reboot. We need only a reboot after an update. Very easy hot desking functionality. Up to D200, we have an optional module for RFID cards, and you can log in with a hold RFID card in front of the phone, and you have automatically access to your ICT system.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So effectively, you walk into the office. There's a hot desk phone there. You've been issued with an RFID card. You swipe it in front of the phone, and then that means that you're accessing that phone through your own login details.
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
Okay. We have a mini XML browser in the phones for an access to central caller lists, menus. Our developer have implemented 3 flavors. Yeah, one flavor is FONtevo, our own implementation, and for a very fast integration into third-party ICT systems or cloud solutions, we have implemented 100% functionality from SNOM and from Yelling. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have an LDAP support for access central phone books. All phones are cloud ready. And all phones have a headset connection with electronic hook switch support. Yeah, and in the end, all phones are born in Germany, and that is the point we can say represent premium production quality.
Okay. Right. We're going to move on to the next slide, which is going to hand back over to Ed. So Ed, talk us. Obviously, there's a number of resellers that are on the webinar today. They're interested in knowing more about it. Obviously, they know that the systems are enabled so that they can work with SNOM and Yealink. If their clients have already got them and they want to move to on-premise, that they can do an easy sort of transfer over from that, no extra cost, etc. But talk us through a little bit about the pricing and the incentives where we need resellers to come on board to help us to define what the journey is for the future.
Yeah. So we've done a lot of market research into pricing on behalf of FONtevo's products. And we've looked at the likes of, the big leaders like Mitel, LG, Samsung, NEC, and we've got ourselves positioned nicely so we're ultra competitive against these competitors of ours. What we have, though, is a product with the likes of ACD built in the box at no extra cost. So we're going to be cheaper up front, but we also have a better feature set up front from the pricing side. With regards to incentivizing the dealers, it's been highlighted that not only companies, but the salespeople within the companies need to be targeted with incentives. So there is a wide variety of different incentives on the table for resellers and their salespeople. We'll be looking at the likes of cashbacks for systems sold and extended warranties all the way up to 5 years on hardware, not just the phones, but the phone systems themselves, which is well in advance of the normal 1-year warranty offered by other manufacturers. And then in addition to that, we'll be looking at varying activity experiences, which will include things both here in the UK and Ireland, and also taking potentially dealers on abroad activities.
And part of the process here also from the benefits, if you like, as part of the incentives, because it really is, I think, an incentive, which is this whole thing around where we've started to do the telemarketing trials to identify leads, if you like, for resellers. That's kind of quite key about this as well, to incentivize them, isn't it?
No, absolutely. It comes back to we need help you guys sell phone systems. Simple as that.
Excellent. Okay. We're just going to do another poll. There's only one more after this. It's just to give us a good example and understanding about who's on the actual webinar. So this is the third one. If you wouldn't mind just answering a few of the little questions. So are you looking for a SME solution that can offer you migration to and from the cloud? And I think that's the important thing here. It's providing the functionality and ability to work with your SME clients to say, yes, I want to move. No, I don't. So if you'd like to vote on the poll now, that'd be really helpful. So first one is yes, we need a solution to help our customers migrate. 2 is yes, we need a solution to help customers on their journey. 3 is yes, we need a solution to help on our PBX as well. So if you wouldn't mind just voting now, that'd be really, really helpful. Okay. Okay. A few more seconds. Just to see if there's a. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll end the poll. So here you'll see that the answers come back is yes, we need a solution to help us. About a third say yes, they need help with their current customers. Another quarter say that they need solutions to help some of their customers migrate to a PBX from the cloud. And then yes, we need a solution on premise, but with cloud for each features. So thank you very much for taking the poll. Really appreciate it. We're just going to close off the poll and then move back to the slides. So Ed, we talked about talked about what do we need, how do we need it. We've also heard from Oliver talking about the actual solutions that are there today, but also about the fact that it's completely open. They're open source. You can connect. If somebody knows how to work on one of the systems, they can work on all of them. We talked about the handsets being, the SNOM and the Yealink handsets, and I think some others in the future to be able to connect into the system. And we talked about in the new year, Q1, we'll be launching a new set of D series to the UK and Ireland. So, what do we need help with?
Yes, so right now we're going to need help in varying areas from the resellers and with their relationships, etc., with some other suppliers. So currently we're testing on SIP trunks in the UK, and we are working and testing with BT, AQL, TalkTalk and Gamma. So some of the core providers we felt that we needed to be working with straight away. But what we need is you guys, the resellers, then to tell us who we need to be working with, who are your suppliers if it's not any of those, and then we can work with you guys to get those up and running. And that would move on again into trial sites. We're looking for trial sites. We've already quoted out for about 5 or 6 trial sites. With additional 20% discount. So we're just looking if you guys have got any opportunities where you feel this product might fit. If you could be speaking to us, we can help put quotes together and help try and sell these into your customers. And then one of the key things, we are running a number of dealer days in the coming months. We've got dealer day here at SOS in December on the 5th. And we've also got a dealer day running up in London in early 2019. So looking for attendees to come and see the products.
Okay, so within this, as I said, I just want to talk a little bit more as well. So we talked about the end user lead. So that is something where we're identifying trial sites, which is the most important thing. So resellers who say, well, I might potentially have a trial site, I'm very interested in working with you. Get in touch as soon as you can. To Ed, and we can start the ball rolling. As part of that process, immediately we then do an analysis of the types of leads and the areas and the verticals that the resellers are working in to try and define how we then go out and find leads for them that will help them to then find even further trial sites as well as we go through the process of learning on this journey. And then also the key thing here is about running a workshop with the resellers, isn't it? To understand the kind of things that would need to be in there around testing, feedback on the solutions, the demo kit, and then also the whole thing around, the reseller incentive program, and also any literature that would be needed by resellers is something that we've got to start to develop as well. Okay, I'm just going to move on to the sort of kind of what's next. So Ed, so reseller contact program. So that's about now contacting lots of resellers, see if they're interested. As you said, you've got quite a few resellers interested in the initial trial process. The SOS dealer day is on Wednesday, the 5th of December at 9:30. Come along. I think there's a raffle as well.
There is, yeah, a Christmas themed raffle as well.
Okay. Did everybody have to turn up in Christmas outfits or Christmas jumpers as well? Or
well, just with a jolly spirit.
That's it. Good. Okay. And then really, like I said, there is the next stage is to look at the kind of trial reseller workshops, and also we're identifying early New Year around running a FONtevo dealer day in London with a networking event afterwards. So if you wouldn't mind having a look, we'll be sending out an email afterwards to do communication. But in summary, need resellers to help us. Fantastic benefits for resellers. Be part of the journey. So instead of something just coming out and we're saying, right, actually it's a SME solution, but it doesn't work for you, come along and be part of the journey and help to define this offering and solution to the UK. Adopt the reseller benefits and the incentive program, and really get into the fact that you're going to get great support, direct access to the manufacturer, and some really interesting stuff that's coming in the new year. So if you're interested in being part of the journey, can you email FONtevo@soscommunications.co.uk, but you will also receive an email informing you of this and a copy of the slides afterwards. So if you wouldn't mind just taking the final poll, and it's really, again, this really helps us. And it's the last poll is as effectively, here we go. So we've got, as part of creating this offer for the SMEs, would you like to get involved now, or would you like to attend the SOS dealer days that are coming in the future? So if you answer 1, yes, we want to be involved now. Answer 2 is yes, we want to be involved in the dealer days. So, you know, we'll come along to the dealer days. No, we don't want to be involved, but please keep us up to date because we're always interested in other things that are happening. Or no, we just want to hear from what the new solution was from SOS and FONtevo. If you could vote now, that would be absolutely amazing. Thank you. We'll just give it a few seconds until we finish the vote. Right, okay. We're gonna end the poll now, and you'll see here that we've got 46% say we want to be involved, 56% say we want to be involved in the dealer days. That's absolutely fantastic. I just want to say thank you very much indeed, and any questions that you would like to pose, if you put it onto the chat now, that will be really, really helpful. That's great. We've got this webinar was just a brief insight. We didn't really want it to take any more than about 45 minutes. It was to give everybody an understanding about where we're going and what's needed. But there's a couple of you have replied on the questions saying that you'd like to have a follow-up call, which is fantastic news. Thank you very much for that. So we have one question over to you, Ed, which was around when is what do they need to do next? What's the next process, and how do they get on a dealer day?
Yeah, so what we'll do after this webinar, we'll send out an email which will have a link just to register for the dealer day. Firstly, on the 5th of December, and then in the near future, communications will go out about our dealer day early January.
Okay. There's another question that's come through. I think it's probably better for Oliver. Oliver, it says here, great looking handset. What's the difference between the two handsets? The major difference between what you've currently got and where you're going to with the D series. What's the difference?
What's the difference? The difference you will see on the first look is the new design and the new user interface. The goal of the design was we will have a phone with easy to use, easy to use, and we will, for us and for the customers, a product with produced in Germany with a competitive price. And the other benefit is we will have a sustainable phone that offer a high degree of customization. For example, when you have a third-party solution, cloud PBX, and so on, or you will implement in your own solution the phones. Yes, we have many features in the phones and planned features for the future. You can implement your phones in your own solution. Yeah, and in this case, we will kept up to date with market developments. Yes, and the solution for us is we use only open zip and open source solutions in the phone, and I think that is the main benefit. Yes.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you, Oliver. I mean, I think the great thing about, from what I picked up from this today, is that the systems is open source. So once you know how to, how to develop and work with one of the systems, it means you can use any of them. So you can basically, which I think is excellent. There's no alternative training program, is there? It's just literally you know it once, and you can scale up or down for your client, which is fantastic. And we've got a question, Ed, I'm going to pose this to you. So how does VoiceFlex SIP trunks fit? Because a number of them have got quite a large number of customers using them. That's brilliant feedback.
We're, as we mentioned earlier, we are looking for new SIP trunk providers to be looking to test with. And I can say that as of the 18th of November, there will be a process in place whereby dealers can assist us with whatever SIP trunk providers they want to be interop tested with. And it sounds like from the feedback that VoiceFlex could be a good next one on the list.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, there's some great questions coming through. We'll pose a couple more, but also we will come back to you if you have given us a question in. We will then, Ed or Oliver, I think it's Ed, isn't it? You're going to follow up on all questions. So there are a couple of things there about call recording and stuff like that, which I think is coming in the future, isn't it? So
yeah. So currently you'll be able to use the likes of Oak, Comsoft, Sidetrack to do SIP trunk and do a trunk side recording as per any other telephone system, basically.
Okay, and Oliver, I've got one for you. What database integration exists with the phones? Is it BroadSoft? Is it what's the kind of integration?
The current phones we have BroadSoft implementation, or BroadSoft certified. The database in the PBXs is standard SQL.
SQL, perfect. Okay, that's great. That's one of the other questions. I've got a question here. Do the handsets connect on a 2-wire or Cat5/6? Oliver, are you able to answer that, or is that something we need to take?
You mean the IP phones or the ICN phones? I think the IP.
Yeah, I think so.
The IP phones? Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, the IP phones are can connect only with twisted pair, gigabit, or fast Ethernet. It depends of the phone.
Okay, thank you. That was from Dave. So,
but it's possible. You have in Germany we have gateways from 2 wire to 4-wire connection. These gateways works with our phones. We have the with the PoE, and it's not a product from FONtevo or our side. What we have is many manufacturers or distributions. They sell that.
Okay, so you've got a partner product that you've got available that needs to do. If it needs to go from 2 to 4,
we can make a list with the name and the type of the products we have checked with our phones.
Okay, perfect.
Then it's okay.
Andrew's asked a question: is this primarily a cloud-based product or an on-premise or a mixture of both?
Okay, so where we see the products right now is the bridge either to or from the cloud. So if customers want to migrate to the cloud at a later stage, and they want to invest in SIP phones right now, what they can do is have a FONtevo phone system, use the likes of Yealink phones right now, and then at a later date they can migrate to the cloud and retain those phones, so protect their investment. In reverse, you can do, if you're unhappy with cloud-based telephony right now, which many people are, you can actually retain your SIP phones, buy an on-premise system, retain all the full feature set, but protect your investment in that way as well.
Yeah.
That leads me on to the other question we've got here, Ed, which is the one where, in fact, somebody said, how do you see launching an on-premise solution in a hosted environment?
Yeah, okay. So what we have to remember is premise-based market is huge and far outweighs the cloud, even now. And I've spoken to a number of resellers who are successfully selling premise-based hardware still. And the big thing they come back and say to me is a lot of people are just selling hosted because they don't know how to sell against hosted. That's the problem they're faced with. And via our training academy, that will be our responsibility at FONtevo and SOS Communications to re-educate some dealers in how to sell against cloud telephony.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let me just see if there's any final one. So I'm going to ask the question. I think I don't answer, but Oliver, we've been asked a question. Does the system have any soft phones for mobiles at this stage, iOS or Android?
Yeah, we worked very hard on at a solution for that. I think we can offer in 2019, in the beginning of 2019, a solution for that. We have two different ways for mobile integration. We have a typical soft phone for desktops and for mobile phones, Android and iOS, and we have on top a solution. You don't have a typical VoIP soft phone. You have an app. The app used your address book on the phone and make a standard call to our PBXs, and you can use this function without VPN or without a data connection when you phone with the mobile. Yes.
That's brilliant.
We use, and the last one, the last app used the functionality called through in our PBXs.
Okay, but there's a couple of other questions here which I think we've covered most. Again, as I said, please send an email off to Ed or send over to FONtevo SOS Communications.co.uk. Any questions and any thoughts. We will be following up this webinar with a link to the recording so you can re-look through the slides, etc. And also we'll be sending out an invite to the dealer day, which is in December. So yes, if there's any sort of questions or thoughts, this was just a little taster to show everybody that there's some activity happening. We do need help. We definitely need help. This isn't a fait accompli. It's not something that's just been developed and then that's it. We're going to roll out to the market with something that's just been created and delivered. This is something where FONtevo and SOS want to work with resellers to define and create something which is quite special in the market, and it's very, very targeted at SME and end users, and trying to understand those end users to understand how they work today, where they want a cloud sort of services, but on premise for that security. So thank you very much indeed to everybody. Thanks very much, Ed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much
for your attention. Thank you for your attention.
And we'll send out the notifications in the next few days. Thanks very much indeed.
Thanks. Bye-bye.